Hi guys, Matthew Pejkovic of Matt's Movie Reviews here. Now I haven't done a top 10 in a while, but I thought, considering that Sidney Lumet passed away only last week, that I put together a list of my top 10 favourite Sidney Lumet movies. Now Sidney Lumet is a filmmaker who has created some great films, but I feel he's underappreciated. In fact, he's one of those filmmakers that if you look at his biography, I'm sure that there are a lot of films there they didn't even know that he directed. I know I came across a few gems recently when putting this list together. On a personal note, I have to say that Sidney Lumet was the man who put me onto a much more refined, a much more refined list of films. It was a late night viewing of Serpico when I was a little age of 15 years old that I got into the works of Sidney Lumet and all the other masters as well, Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola, Kubrick. But it was Lumet who really sparked that fire in me to look in cinema in a different way, not as just novelty and entertainment, but as an art form and as a way to express powerful emotive themes and morals. So without further ado, here is my top 10 Sidney Lumet movies. And number 10 is Find Me Guilty.
You have engaged in all sorts of criminal activities. 20 defendants, 76 counts, at least 4 prosecutors, tapes, surveillance videos.
Mr. D'Onofrio, you're on.
Hi, I'm Jackie D'Onofrio. I'm defending myself in this case. I'm going to be my own lawyer.
Have you had any legal experience?
I've been in prison half my life. Sometimes I think I had too much legal experience.
Known as an actor-director, Lumet did the near impossible with the crime drama Find Me Guilty. He drew out an awards-caliber performance from action man Vin Diesel. Now, Find Me Guilty is the true life story of mafioso Jackie D'Onofrio, and his story was right for the big screen. It featured the landmark criminal case. In fact, it's the longest mafia trial in criminal history, and it also features D'Onofrio defending himself, and while doing so, presenting these kind of comedic grandstanding moments in the courtroom, which is all true. A lot of dialogue in this film is taken from word by courtroom documents. So the film, under Lumet's direction and under Diesel's impressive turn, is really a one-of-a-kind courtroom drama, and one I highly recommend for everyone who hasn't seen it, or if anyone who says Vin Diesel can't act. I say check out Find Me Guilty. And number 9 is Prince of the City.
His name is Detective Danny Cello.
We make cases, there'll be big ones. You'll be the state star witness.
He sees life as we will never see it.
If I decide to do this thing, I will not give up my partners.
He is Prince of the City.
Detective Daniel Cello, Special Investigating Unit, Narcotics Division, Your Honor.
Is it common practice to sell narcotics in the Narcotics Division?
We're not dope dealers, we're police.
Now, Sidney Lumet had already dealt with corrupt cops back in 1973 with the film Serpico, yet Prince of the City proved to be a different kind of police drama. It starred Treat Williams in a dynamite performance as a narcotics cop named Danny Cello. And the thing about Danny in the film is that he's struggling with the backhand dealings of his profession, about the corrupt nature of the police force at the time. And so he volunteers as an informant to the assistant district attorney in a vain attempt to clean his soul. But as you'll see in the film, which runs for a mammoth almost 3 hours, it's not as clear-cut as Danny hoped it would be. The movie was filmed in Lumet's beloved New York City, and it really brings forth the grit, paranoia, and also the moral conflict found in this man in his struggle to obtain absolution. And number 8 is Before the Devil Knows You're Dead.
I hope you're checking your messages, because we have a real mess here. There's 2 terminated employees from your department still drawing checks.
You owe me 3 months.
I don't owe you. I owe Danielle.
Do you need money? It's a serious crime. It's not as serious as you might think.
What are you thinking?
Don't ask, don't tell.
It's a jewelry store, a mom-and-pop operation.
You ain't never done this before.
Get a gun. You get a toy gun.
There's no shooting.
You do the driving, I do the thing.
Now, Before the Devil Knows You're Dead is now known as Lumet's last film, but it's also one of his finest. The film stars Ethan Hawke and Philip Seymour Hoffman as 2 brothers who attempt to solve their money problems by robbing their parents' jewelry store. Their parents played by Albert Finney and Rosemary Harris. Now, needless to say, things go north, and with Lumet's fine filmmaking ingenuity and a brilliant script by Kelly Masterson, Lumet would go on to make a tragedy-infused morality play that just simply left audiences reeling, and it also features quite a great cast. Like I mentioned, you have Ethan Hawke, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Albert Finney, also in the cast are Michael Shannon and Marissa Tomei. And number 7 is The Hill.
See that hill? I noticed it as I came in.
We built it special. 2 tons of sand and rock and a lot of labor and sweat.
Start out! Ice! Not you, Roberts. You're going to continue dabbling. Roberts? Bravo!
Sean Connery, as you have never seen him before.
On your feet and you listen! No, you listen!
The Hill, a story of men pushed to the breaking point and beyond.
We're both regulars. You'd prop up dead men and inspect them if you was ordered to.
Drop your trousers. Any serious illnesses?
Like what?
Any recent incapacities?
Well, I wouldn't brag about it if I had to.
Roberts, in this place it pays to give a plain answer to a simple question.
Then I'm fit, sir.
Yes.
Where are you sending me? To Steadfast.
The Hill is one of the great hidden gems in Lumet's filmography. It saw the New York filmmaker venture outside of America with a British cast and return with a tense, powerful movie which features a stunning lead turn by Sean Connery. He plays one of 5 military prisoners subjected to brutal treatment by sadistic guards of course, at a military prison. As always in Lumet's films, there is a strong ethical and moral theme throughout, and you can feel it right here in The Hill as well. And there's also some great acting, and I know a lot of people don't know of the film. Those who haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And number 7 is The Verdict.
His name is Frank Galvin. 4 cases in the last 3 years. He's lost them all. He drinks. This man's scared to death to go to court.
Frankie, listen to me, because I'm done with you. I got you a good case. It's a moneymaker.
The Archdiocese called out because the case is coming to trial.
This is our chance to get away.
I'm gonna see that you get that chance. Court exists to give him a chance at justice.
And is that what you're going to do?
Maybe I can do something right.
It's a generous offer, Mr. Galvin.
I just heard someone offer you 200 grand.
When I walk out that door, the offer is withdrawn.
What are you, nuts?
I can win it. I can win this case.
But what are you going to do?
I need your help.
To do what?
They killed her.
Now, any film that features the talents of Sidney Lumet as director, David Mamet as screenwriter, and Paul Newman as lead actor should be considered must-watch material, and that's exactly what The Verdict is. Newman's turn as the alcoholic lawyer who is handed a controversial and also complicated case is one of his best. He simply takes on Mamet's words and makes it his own. Lumet, in return, provides simple yet effective direction. He puts the camera on Newman, often with still frame shots, and just lets the master do his work. Look, great directing doesn't often have to mean flash directing. Sometimes even the greatest directing jobs are the most simplest. The Verdict is a good example of that. There's one scene here, it's a popular scene, Newman's final summation to the jury, and the way that Lumet shoots it with the camera panned outwards and then slowly but surely going in towards Newman's such a reflective face says a lot about Lumet's ability to do so much with very little. It's a great film, great direction, and I highly recommend you guys check it out.